Hello from Iran. Have a good trip.
Kashan was a very pleasant surprise. The absolute pinnacle of Persian architecture when it comes to historical houses. Welcome to the Mirror Hall. Carbon dated to about 6,300 years ago.
And the downpour starts. Really cold and soaked.
We're from Germany.
Morocco, Italy, and Italy.
100%.
As is tradition, I ate almost everything. I'm going to what is supposed to be one of the main historical houses around here. And somehow, despite the fact that I'm wearing factor 50, I think I'm still managing to get burned. So, welcome to the desert, indeed. We are now at Tabatabaei, which is supposed to be the absolute pinnacle of Persian architecture when it comes to historical houses and their mansions. It's about 200 years old and about 5,000 square meters big estate with cellars, 40 rooms, and yes, cellars for wine. It's because before the revolution, before wine was made illegal, so they've had wine cellars. Glorious old days, huh? It looks fascinating, especially the wall design. It's so detailed, so intricate. Welcome to the Mirror Hall. This would be a perfect place to throw a party, wouldn't it? My favorite thing, ceilings. Especially if you look at these. That is so beautiful. So many colors. So this says that this was a business room. So apparently, if you wanted to impress people when you conduct business, this is where you take them. And I can confirm that I'm pretty impressed. And this was a patio where you would have your tea or coffee in the afternoon. One thing I'm a little bit sad about is that there is no equipment. Like, there is nothing that, yeah, play that. You know, a lot of historical museums and places, you will get sort of original furniture, clothing, just the equipment that the house would have. Whereas here, it's an enormous, fantastic manor, but without absolutely anything inside it. And it would be lovely to see, you know, not just the architecture, but also what it looked like, what the people lived like, and that it is absolutely gorgeous. And this should be the stable. And I can confirm I feel more stable already. The thing that I cannot confirm is if this was used for horses, they would have to be really freaking small because that door is tiny. Maybe like a baby horse. Oh, this is pretty. I really love the stained glass in all the Persian manors and houses. Aha! The most important part of any house, the cellar. I mean, you could store a good amount in here. Presumably this is where you would hang out most of the summer, is down here. And now we're in the kitchen, and it looks certainly big enough to cook in. And I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume that all these things written on the wall are people sharing their favorite recipes. And apparently some traditions are still alive.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah.
Salam alaikum. Good morning. Well, almost morning. We're at the Sialk Hills, which I'm probably butchering the name of badly, which is an ancient civilization place that dates back about 8,000 years. It's a little bit disputed whether it's 8,000 or 6,500. Either way, it is well bloody old, so I am curious to see what we're going to find, and quite excited because you don't frequently get something that is this old and is preserved. Supposedly the reason that they've settled here is that there was a good water source which is still active now, and not something frequently found in this area, which is very deserty in general. So let's go have a look. So generally the people in the early period were documented to bury their dead in seated position, which, well, now it looks a little bit more like lying down. But apparently the first time that this place got wiped out was due to an earthquake about 5,800 years ago, and they have used this settlement to identify the frequency of the earthquakes in the region. So apparently it is about every 1 to 500 years you get an earthquake of around 7th degree on the Richter scale, and this is the most important part of the settlement that is dating to about 5,200 or 5,800, it's disputed, years BC. It's been a settlement that protrudes about 25 meters above the rest of the surrounding area, and is in 3 floors. So and the first evidence of the settlement has been sort of mud cottages that were located behind the hill, and the remains of them were excavated, but there is not a lot that actually was preserved. But then this part of the settlement, I would love to go in there, has been made with bricks, that are preserved to this day. Their bricks are dated to about 6,000 years BC, and the earliest evidence was about 8. And you can all correct me on this. It is going all the way through the mountain. And this is the area of the South Mount. When they've excavated the area of the South Mount, they have found that there are layers and layers as they've sort of built on top of previous houses and the previous civilization or occupants. And these layers are going 14 meters deep. The earliest was carbon dated to about 6,300 years ago, and the latest was about 4,800. So there's been a long period of continuous occupation and cycles of destruction and building new things. So this shines a little bit more light on the occupational periods, and you can freeze the frame here. These are some of the excavated bits. So most of the stuff is the sort of early primitive pottery you would expect predating Bronze Age. But it is very cool to consider that somebody made this 8,000 years ago and we get to look at it today. And in some cases it's preserved without even being damaged. So there's some evidence that the settlement, the city, has been abandoned prior to the Bronze Age, but then repopulated again at some point later on. So a lot of the writing, that I don't know how well you can see it, is the same type of writing that's been utilized throughout the region. And if you remember, in Turkey, the old man by the castle, with the language of the kingdom of Urartu, the type writing, the alphabet, has been the same that they've utilized. So, which way do I want to go? That is the big question. This looks like it might be slightly more fun. Well, Kashan was a very pleasant surprise in the end. There's loads of old, beautiful architecture that I got to see and experience. And there are a lot of people that have made the stay here a lot more special. Notably, I have to say, I have really enjoyed being able to go to the roof of the market. I have been blessed by the road gods today. As you can see, it is cloudy, which is unheard of, and I'm so happy. The way to Isfahan is through the desert. There are also some mountains in the middle, and I sort of am planning on cutting through them, making it a little bit longer of a trip today, but hopefully having a better time. Not managed to find like a dirt road, which would be my preference. At least this looks not totally boring. Ooh, this is pretty. I have missed mountains. I always miss mountains. It can be like 2 hours of getting down from the mountains somewhere, and my brain's already like, oh, you know what would be nice? Some mountains. It's hard to believe,
but I'm actually cold. Every day I have been drenched, sweating like an animal, and today is actually cold in the middle of the desert at noon. Fascinating and annoying because I'm a little bit sick. This part of Iran normally should be like 35 degrees. Every day is a surprise. I love that. And I do love Iran. And I know I sometimes complain about just about everything. But this country is fun. It's so fun. And I see this track heading up in the mountain. There was a sign saying that there is Iranian National Observatory. What does this mean? Does this mean I'm not supposed to go there? I guess that Iranian National Observatory might mean, I don't know. You never know what is a part of military installation or something in this country as much as normally in any other place. I would be happy to go and have a look and have a chat and be like, hey guys, maybe you want to show me around? This is a country where this might be a scary prospect. I do hope that that is not rain, except for rain or sandstorm. I have no idea what else it could be. So it looks like I'm about to have fun either way. This place gives me the creeps a bit. It's like there's nobody around. Absolutely nobody. Normally in Iran, so many people around everywhere. Even in like villages you see people out and about. It's like a ghost town. It is starting to rain. I'm really hoping that I can get in that village before the downpour starts. Ah, that's pretty. That is very pretty. Hi. Somehow managing to skirt the rain. Like on the bike? Does that count? Look at the amount of water on the path like next to the road. It's a huge puddles. It had to be like a proper downpour. And it's raining more and more. Look at this. No. I did not approve any rain today. So please stop it. This is also a restaurant, maybe, is it? It looks like it is. Not managed to avoid getting wet. I can tell you that much. Far out. Oh, I walked right under that. And now it is all on my neck. Ugh. Looks perfect. Looks like exactly the kind of place that I like. I hope it wasn't the two guys that I just met. Because in the restaurant where I went, there are two very nice guys that spoke to me. One of them was an engineer. One of them had masters in something. And both of them are driving the truck now, because apparently it's impossible to get a job. I have successfully managed to hide out from the rain. And the downpour starts! Bloody hell! Well, I don't know how much I could record it because GoPro, as per its favorite habit, decided to die, and I'm not sure when exactly. There's lightning, there's brutal rain, I'm soaked. I don't have far to go now. 20 kilometers. Should be nice to stay there. There's a couple of motorcycle people from Italy who are heading to Australia. My visibility is just about 0. It's very bad. Keep trying to clean up my visor a little bit without much success, but I can tell you I am certainly feeling really cold and soaked, and cold again. Driving in the wet here is really bad. The road is so slippery, it's just covered in all of the dust and grease. So now that it's wet, it's really dangerous. I've seen a couple of accidents. I'm wearing 0 waterproof anything. So, and considering that I've already been sick and I've got a sore throat. On that side it looks kind of nice. On that side it looks really bloody bad and worse. And guess which side the wind is blowing from.
It's really professional.
Yeah.
I can see how dirty my glasses are.
It was very professional until I hit myself in the head on the tree.
That's okay.
We've all managed to meet at a hostel with loads of bikes.
Yeah.
You guys are
We're from Germany.
from Germany.
Hannes and Sasha.
Ah,
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you too. We've just managed to get all these bikes through a very narrow hallway. And these two guys are from...
Morocco, Italy, and Italy.
Ah,
100%.
beautiful. So we are now occupying...
Formaggio.
So we're now occupying the entire courtyard with bikes, which is a lot of fun.
It's better now. I'm not sure if the people are already annoyed. Since the engines were like.
I think we could wake them up tomorrow, like.
We could do like a 5 a.m. exercise of like, oh, let's check the engine, see they cool down at the right time, the fan kicks in, rev it a little bit.
The point is, if we make a clear hallway, we can drive around as you know?
We could do like a little track.
Yeah. Cannot pass me, so I will stay in the car.
So we've got a bunch of very dirty bikes. I don't know why, I think this is unfair. Yours is cleaner than mine. I had to wash mine. It didn't go very well. It's just too sticky after all the horrendous rain. So we've got a couple of Transalps, a Dior, a 1200 Tenere.
You're traveling by bike here?
Yeah.
Which countries you've been before?
From Scotland to here.
Three?
From Scotland.
What is the last destination? And what is the duration of your trip? Approximate
2-3 years
2-3 years.
is the
And
plan.
the budget?
I have no idea.
Approximately.
No idea.
No idea.
The budget is hopefully YouTube is gonna kick in some budget. So and if it doesn't, it's
You
gonna
can
be a
video
problem.
myself as well for your video memory.
Brilliant.
Have a good trip.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you.
Hello from Iran, Isfahan.
Guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Everyone was here.
Very professional. So,
picnic everywhere. Like,
since we're all here now, we can go and find a place to eat.
but not the
And we have been recommended a place. We have also just arrived here,
even this place, you know, such a huge.
which
Yeah, it's here looks like.
and this is supposed to be the pretty place in Isfahan that I am very much looking forward to exploring during daytime. There's so many historical places in Isfahan. We are now at the place we got recommended. It's supposed to be
Yeah, for us.
epic food. Looks beautiful. Well, as is tradition, I ate almost everything before I realized I'm supposed to start filming something. How is it? What are we wonderful.
Really good.
Yeah, we've all ate almost everything before I realized that I wanted to film this for once. I forget like every time. This is still there. That's gets smashed and eaten later. And it's so good that I can't film anymore and I have to keep eating.